Hi everyone, welcome to Yoga with Heini. I'm Heini and today I'm going to take you through a balancing sequence. We'll start from the floor, we'll wake up the core and then we'll come up and do some one-legged balancing poses. Let's get started. I have in detail videos of some of the asanas that we do in this sequence, and I'll add a link to those videos at the end of this video so you can check them out later. For today's sequence, the only prop that you might use would be a block or a book or something that resembles a yoga block. You don't necessarily need it, but if you like using blocks, then you could have it somewhere next to your mat ready. And let's get started with our sequence. We're going to start from lying down on the belly today. So in your own space, on your own mat, come lying down on the belly. And we'll take just a moment here, resting and focusing on the breath before we start to move. You could bring hands under the head if you want, or you might lean head all the way down onto the mat. Where do you feel you could soften your neck, relax your shoulders, and then give yourself a few slightly deeper breaths in and out. Let your inhalation slide down towards the belly. Also breathing out to the sides, up to your rib cage. Take a few more breaths in and out, allowing the breath to calm down. And if Ujjayi breath is part of your practice, you could start to find that gentle Ujjayi breath, gentle ocean sound in your own breath. And then as we start to move, I suggest a breath pattern when the exhalations rise up from your lower belly. So start the exhalations from the lower belly with a gentle core engagement, a bit like corset tightening around your torso as you exhale. And our first movement will be from here, lying down on the belly. At this point, you could bring a block or a book under your forehead as we're going to lean head down to the mat and then extend arms overhead and extend legs behind you. And now first, take a full breath in and then exhale from the lower belly and reach your left arm and right leg away from each other and just slightly off the mat. So elevating the left arm, right leg, tiny bit off the mat. With the next in-breath, slowly bring them back down. Same to the other side. So first exhale, start from the lower belly, drawing in, and then reach the right arm, left leg slightly out. And as you inhale, release them back down. Always start the exhalation from the belly. We'll do a couple more rounds. So next breath out, reach the left arm, right leg away from each other. And then inhale, release them back down. We're trying to create connection from core out to the limbs. Exhale from the lower belly and reach your right arm, the left leg out. And inhale, release them back down. Let's do one more round on both sides. Exhale from the lower belly, reach the left arm, the right leg away from each other. Try to feel the limbs connected to your core. Inhale, release them back down. Once more to the other side. Exhale again from the lower belly and reach the right arm, the left leg away from each other, slightly off the mat.
And then next inhalation, release them back down. And just let the arms, legs soft, and you could rock the pelvis a bit from side to side. Good, and then from here, bring your hands under the shoulders and lift yourself up onto all fours. At this point, you could put your block aside. And we're going to continue that connection from limbs into the core with a bit of tiger movements, tiger poses. First side, first bring hands under your shoulders and then reach your right leg behind you. Now think about reaching hip away from that right foot. Slowly elevating the right foot off the mat. So we're already balancing here, and try to feel that connection to your core, drawing in through the lower belly. And then when you feel balanced there, lift your left hand off the mat and reach the left arm next to your side. And you could stay here or slowly bend your right knee, lifting the right foot up into the air behind you. And again, that could be a good edge. Or one more step further, reach your left hand to your right foot. And you could open the chest a bit more. Keep breathing more to your rib cage, to your chest. Exhalations. And again, we're going to rise up, lift in through the lower belly. And then next exhalation, release the left hand, the right knee down. And now round your back into child's pose. You could rock a bit from side to side, let the head come down. You could circle or kind of bend and flex the wrists a couple of times. And then let's do same to the other side, the tiger pose to the other side. So again, bring your hands about under your shoulders on all fours. And on this side, slowly reach your left leg behind you. And again here, think about exhalations coming from the lower belly, kind of gently drawing in. And then start to elevate the left foot, left leg off the mat. Think about reaching head and left foot away from each other. Still breathing, but inhaling more to the ribs, to the chest. When you feel balanced there, you can try lifting the right hand off the mat and reach right arm next to your right side. And again, this could be a very good place to stay. Or you could try bending the left knee, so lifting left foot up behind you. Or maybe even reach right hand to your left foot behind you. Just make sure there's no pain in the back. You could even open the chest a bit more, and we keep breathing. Keep that support coming in through the lower belly. That left elbow could be just a tiny bit bent. And then next exhalation, slowly release the left knee, the right hand down, and rock a bit from side to side, few times. And then we're going to slowly start coming up onto the feet. We're going to first come up into downward facing dog. So tuck the toes under and lift your pelvis up. And give yourself a moment to move in this downward dog. You could walk from one foot to the other, saying hello to the feet. We'll be balancing on the feet in a bit. Also release the neck. So here, we don't need to tense the neck. We don't need to even support the head. You can let the head release down. And take another breath or two in downward dog. We're also saying hello to the back sides of the legs. And then we'll slowly start to walk feet to the hands. You can bend your knees as much as needed. You can lift up onto fingertips And then just shift the weight onto your feet. Release the upper body down, release the hands and arms. You're in a full forward bend. Breathe in and out. And then exhale, start to roll your back up. Lifting up through the lower belly. So it's like the front side is lifting you up all the way up into mountain pose. And you could roll the shoulders a bit. We'll continue into our first standing balancing pose here. And it's going to be balancing mountain pose. If you want, you could now bring your block between your legs. So maybe between the knees, inner thighs, or even between your ankles. Just to get more engagement in the inner thighs. They are a big part of the core. And start by bringing arms in front of you, like you're holding a box between the hands. Inhale there. And then as you exhale again, lifting up from the lower belly, slowly shift the weight onto the balls of the feet, onto your toes, lifting heels off the mat. And now there, the block could be a good reminder between the legs to keep the inner legs active. Think about lifting up through the inner ankles, inner thighs, into your pelvic floor, into your lower belly and up through the spine. If you feel stable there, bring palms together in front of the chest and lightly press the hands against each other. Still breathing. Take another breath in and out. And breathing more to the chest, more to the rib cage. Slowly with your next exhalation, release the heels down. Bring weight onto the whole foot. You can release arms down and just roll the shoulders. If you have a block between the legs, just put the block aside. And we'll come into our first one-legged balancing pose. And we're going to lift a leg in front of us. Let's start with left leg lifted. So first bring hands onto your hips and extend your left leg in front of you. And now here I suggest we start to focus on lifting leg into the core. So again, that connection from your core out to the limbs. Imagine your leg, that left leg starts from your chest, not from your hip, but up from your chest. First, inhale, ground down through the right foot. And as you exhale, start to lift your left knee towards the chest. And now really think about lifting up through your belly. So again, think about your leg starting from your chest. You're connecting your knee to the chest, like your crouch is up here in your chest. Really trying to keep the core engaged. We're engaging hip flexors. They connect all the way up to your spine. Trying to keep hips in the same level. Take one more breath in and out here again. Let the breath, the inhalation lift up to the ribs. And then exhale, release the left foot down and rock the weight a bit from one foot to the other. You could release the arms for a moment. The hands on the hips is quite a good tool because you can check and kind of feel if the hips start to go wonky. We try to keep them about in the same level. Let's do same on the other side. So now standing on the left foot, bring right leg, the right foot in front of you. And again, think about your leg connecting up to your chest. Inhale, ground down through that left foot. And as you exhale, start to bend the right knee. Again, think about lifting on, kind of sucking the leg up through the core, connecting your leg all the way up to your chest. The belly is lifting in, the hip flexors engaging. And then with your hands, you can check, are the hips about in the same level? So the right hip doesn't kind of hike up here. And breathe again, breathe more out to the sides, up into the rib cage. Exhalations could still help you to lift up even more through the lower belly. One more breath here. And then exhale again, slowly release that right foot down, bring weight back onto 2 feet. You can move your feet a bit, you could release the arms. Good, and let's start to make our way into warrior 3. So just check that you have some space behind you. And we'll start with that same knee coming to the chest, but this time bring palms together. Shift the weight onto your right foot. And then exhale, lift the left knee in front of you. Again, that same connection coming all the way into the chest through your core. One more breath in there. You can lightly press the palms together. And then exhale, start to extend your left leg behind you, tilting your back, your pelvis forward. You could bend your right knee, that standing leg knee, arriving into warrior 3. And here, come back to the idea that you're reaching hip and your left foot away from each other, that long connection from leg to the core up to the head. You could open arms next to the sides if you want. And again, keep breathing here. Let the exhalations lift your belly away from the mat, away from the floor. And then slowly, with your next exhalation, start to lift yourself back. You could bring palms back together, bring feet down. Couple of breaths in that mountain pose, calming the weight back down onto 2 feet. And then before we do that to the other side, we'll do a forward bend. Bring hands to the front of your thighs. Inhale. And as you exhale, start to roll down. Bring your chin towards the chest, rounding the neck, rounding the back, and slide your hands down along the legs, arriving into full forward bend. You're very welcome to bend your knees if you want. You could also bring hands behind the head, behind the neck, just to kind of remind your neck to soften here. Again, there's one of those poses where we don't need to tense the neck. Take another breath in and out. And then if you have hands behind the head, release them down. And exhale, bend the knees and start to roll the back up. Again, lifting up through the belly, lifting up through the front. Preparing for that warrior 3 on the other side. So now we'll be standing on the left foot. And I suggest we bring palms together in front of the chest. You can even press the hands towards each other. As you exhale, lift your right knee up. Again, think about lifting the leg into your belly, into your chest, connecting that leg to your core. Breathe in. And then as you exhale, start to slowly send your right leg behind you into that warrior 3. You can bend your left knee. Feeling that connection through the back body from your right foot all the way to the head. Think about those first few poses we did down on the mat and on all fours, connecting through the whole body. Again, you could also open arms next to the sides. It might help with your balance. Take another breath in and out. And then with the next exhalation, slowly bring your right foot down to the mat and step hands onto the mat. We'll step into downward facing dog. And now this could be a nice moment to move the feet a bit. Walk from one foot to the other a few times. Shake the head again, release the neck. Breathe in and out. And then from your downward dog, walk your hands to your feet. So walking all the way to the back of the mat. Again, we arrive into forward bend, shift weight onto the feet. And then one more time, exhale, roll the back up, lifting up through the front. Open the chest, breathe in and out. We have one more standing balancing pose, the dancer pose. So now from the back of the mat, step your right foot somewhere, maybe to the center of the mat. So again, you have a bit of space behind you and in front of you. And we start with hands on the hips. Now left leg is behind us. And we're going to exhale, bend the left knee, bringing left foot closer to the left buttock. So a moment of saying hello to the hamstrings, the back of the leg. Still lifting up through the lower belly. You could stay here or reach left hand to your left foot behind you. And then you could lengthen right arm either in front of you or even up towards the ceiling. And your dancer pose could be here, or you could exhale, start to send your chest forward at the same time, reaching behind you with that left leg. So if something like our upper body is now going forward, then something else, meaning our leg is reaching back. So you find the equal reaching forward and back. Focus your gaze onto something that's not moving. Keep inner thighs engaged. And then as you exhale, lift back up to the center. Let the legs find each other. And from there, release the feet, the arms down. And take a bigger breath in and out. Open the chest. And then we'll stand balanced on the left foot, the dancer pose on the other side. So once more, shift the weight onto your left foot, bring hands to the hips and extend or just lengthen the right leg behind you. And first, keep hands on the hips. Exhale, bend your right knee. So you're bringing that right foot closer to the right buttock. Still feel the lower belly can lift in. Good, and we're still breathing, and you can stay here. This could be your dancer pose, or reach right hand to the right foot, either on the outside or inside of the foot. And then you could lengthen left arm in front or even up towards the ceiling. And if you want to go one more step further, start to exhale and send your upper body forward. As the pelvis tilts forward, the right leg reaching behind you. And keep breathing here. But again, I suggest breathing more to the rib cage, to the chest, the lower belly, gently lifting, and maybe the exhalations help you kind of reinforce that core support. One more breath in and out. And then exhale, slowly coming back up to center. Thighs find each other. And then release the feet, release the arms down, and just, again, roll the shoulders, rock the weight a bit from one foot to the other. That's all our balancing done. We'll slowly make our way down to the mat. So with your next exhalation, just slowly round the back, roll down and bend your knees as you come down. Let the heavy head hang down. And then bend your knees so much that you can step your hands on the mat. Step your left knee on the mat, step the right knee on the mat. And now round your back into child's pose. Again, you could rock the pelvis a bit from side to side. Take a few slightly deeper breaths in and out in child's pose. Maybe hands come to the neck here again. Just reminding the neck to soften. You could even massage the neck a bit. And then from child's pose, slowly bring yourself either up into seat or onto all fours. And we're going to come all the way down onto our back. So find some space for yourself to roll all the way down onto your back. Make sure you have a bit of room on each side. And then start with a few windshield wipers here, just swinging the legs, the knees from side to side. So there's a bit of twisting going on in the spine. You can also rock the head from side to side. And then bring your legs back to the center. And now bring your right knee towards the belly, towards the chest, and you can either keep the left leg bent, the left foot on the mat, or you could even extend your left leg down. It's a bit more gentle if we keep the left leg bent, as we're going to now lift the right foot, right leg up into the air, and you could bring hands behind the right leg and give your right foot, right ankle some gentle movement here. You could circle the ankle or just maybe bend and straighten your ankle. So we are gently stretching the back of the right leg, but also releasing the right foot ankle. We've been balancing quite a lot on the feet. Take another breath in and out. You could gently draw that right leg a bit closer to the chest. And then exhale, bend your right knee. And again, you could still keep your left leg bent or extend the left leg. We'll do half happy baby. So open the right hip and reach right hand to the right foot or ankle or back of the thigh. And you could keep your leg here, so you can keep the knee bent. Or slowly, you could lift the right foot, the sole of the foot up towards the ceiling. Left hand could be on the left hip. So trying to ground down through the left hip. Breathe in and out. You could now breathe all the way down to the belly. Let the core soften. And then exhale, bend the right knee and step your right foot onto the left thigh, onto the front of the left thigh. Bring left hand to the outside of the right thigh. And from there, exhale, come into gentle twist. So kind of guiding your right knee out to the left side of the mat. We don't need to bring it all the way down to the mat. You can leave it hovering. Just a gentle twist. You could open the right arm further out if you want, or maybe keep the hand on the belly. Take one more breath in and out. And then exhale, slide back onto your back. Release the twist. You could hug the right knee in. And then we'll change legs the other way around. So hug the left knee in. And again, you can either keep the right foot on the mat or you could extend the right leg. I'll go with a more gentle option here. So slowly start to now extend your left leg up. So lifting the left leg up, the left foot up, and you could support the leg with your with your both hands. And then you could start to move the left foot, the left ankle. Keep the shoulders soft. Breathe all the way down towards the belly. Let's take one more breath in and out. Again, if you want, you could gently draw that left leg a bit closer, so stretching, opening the back of that left leg. And then bend your left knee. And you could keep the right leg bent, or you could extend the right leg. We'll come into that half happy baby. So open your left hip, and you could reach left hand to the foot or ankle or maybe back of that left thigh. And if you want to go a bit further, start to lift your left foot, the sole of the foot, up to the ceiling. So we're opening a bit more in the inner thigh, the hip, the groin area. Right hand could be on the right hip, grounding the right side of the pelvis down. Breathe in and out. And then exhale, bend the left knee, and now step your left foot onto the right thigh. So here, extend your right leg and bring right hand to the outside of your left thigh or knee. Slowly, slowly start to guide your left knee out to the right side of the mat. Get a gentle twist. Don't push, don't force the leg down. You could open left arm further out or keep it very close to your belly or side. Take another breath in and out. And then exhale, slide back onto your back, release the twist. And we're going to come all the way down into Shavasana pose, into our final resting pose. Just a moment, finding a bit of stillness, allowing the breath to calm down. Allow your inhalations to slide down to the chest, down to the bottom of the rib cage, all the way down to the belly. And allow each exhalation to soften tension. Notice how you feel now, coming towards the end of our practice. So a little final check in and check out here. Give yourself a few more breaths in that resting pose. Or if you want, you could extend your Shavasana pose to be longer today. If you feel this would be a good moment to wake up the body and come slowly up. Take a couple of deeper breaths in and out. Move your hands, move your feet. You could slide arms overhead and stretch the whole body long, from hands down to the feet. And then soften the arms and the legs. And from your back, roll down onto one side, either left or the right side. And then your own time, bring yourself up into a seat. Find any easy seat where you feel you could take a few more breaths in and out. Just slowly closing the practice. If it's part of your practice, you could bring your palms together in front of the chest. And thank yourself for the practice today, for bringing yourself onto the mat, into your body, your breath. And I thank you very much for joining in.
Namaste. Thank you. Good. Thanks everyone for joining in. I hope you enjoyed the practice. Please give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and you can leave a comment below. If you have any questions, let me know. And also subscribe to the channel, and if you click the little bell icon, you'll be immediately notified of any future videos that I publish. I'll see you on the next video. Bye.